let's do a little bit of Jo Kata. But before we do that, I need to say that, of course, maybe it's even been amplified since we've been on Zoom. The fact that there are so many different styles, so many different ways of doing things, so many different styles of Aikido. So I'm going to teach the Jo Kata that I've been learning recently with Numata Sensei. What I want to say is not that this is right and others are wrong, anything like that, but I want to think about alignment and positioning and transitions. Okay, so so let's start off. Make sure that you're in about the middle of your space, because we'll do some backward strikes as well. And so we've been talking sometimes about the body position that comes from that is impacted by the foot position. So this is the Shomen body. The feet are parallel. All right, and the center line intersects your navel, your belly button. And then when we drop that back heel, the center line moves over. This is Hammi body. All right, so we've been talking about this. And then we've also talked about when the back foot is at 90 degrees, then this is Irimi body. At least this is the name that our organization gives it. So Irimi body. And so the feet are 90 degrees. The upper body's almost at 90 degrees. Not quite, but almost. This would be 90, so difficult to do strikes and such, but your body naturally goes to almost 90 degrees, okay? So again, this might be very different from any Jo Kata that you've learned. It might be the same, but we'll start off just with 6 steps, the first 6 steps, and pay attention to your body alignment, your body position. So we have the Jo right next to the ball of the foot. And I'm sorry, and the feet are together. The heels are together or just very close to each other. And they're making a 90-degree angle. The Jo is about here. And let's just let the bottom of the Jo come up to our right hand. And when that happens, left hand goes to the end of the Jo. So now your hands are both at the very ends of the Jo. And then we strike. And let's strike towards the throat of our would-be attacker or partner. Okay, and then we're going to retract the foot and retract the Jo. There's already a lot here to work with. There's already a lot here to work with. So for example, I'll show you the side view. What some people do is they move this front hand, right? We don't want to move the front hand. Okay, we want that front hand to be stationary. All right, so no moving of the front hand. Back hand does it all. And martially, let's see, if I had a camera that were higher. So martially, if this starts going, then your attacker knows something is up. This is telegraphing, right? Here it comes, I'm gonna hit. But it's there before you know it. All right, so you've already got side body, smaller target. I think Cliff might have pointed that out in a different context one day. So somebody did recently. Side body, so that's a smaller target. And then also stationary front hand. And before you know it, the Jo is there. So that's what we want for the first strike here. The back foot is still at 90 degrees. The upper body is still at almost 90 degrees, but not quite. Okay. Then we retract and we pull the leg back to 2 bent legs, 2 bent knees. Don't just come back and do the lazy way. All right, so we want to come back to 2 bent knees. So now we've got 1 bent knee, the front one. 2 bent knees. Oops, too close to the wall. And then a back strike. one bent knee again. For side view, I'll give you this side, I guess. Here. One bent knee, one straight leg. Okay, comes back, one bent knee, and a straight leg. All right. Check one more thing. Yeah. Again, I'm upgrading my technology, so now today I've got 3 screens. It's crazy. All right, so let's do those 3 again. And again, I've got, you know, a couple of black belts here. I haven't even had a chance to talk with you, Ingo, about your level, but I know for sure I've got a couple of black belts. If you're finding not so much challenge with the footwork and such, of course, think about alignment and the finer points, the details. So let's do all 3. Let's do those 2 again. Here, strike, retract, strike. Yes, yes, good. And then Ingo, open the chest even more. You can open it. Yeah, makes a big difference. Okay, then the back foot comes straight, even though the jo arcs. Yes, yes, good, Ingo. Nice clip. Keep the chest open. This is another time. Every strike we like to, our body likes to collapse. Okay, so here this is. Make sure that this hand comes right up against the chest. We use leverage for this strike. And don't come over here. It goes right to where our partner's knee would be. Now my camera is over a little bit. Let me align myself with my camera. There. Okay. It's a wide angle camera because I got a small living room. So moving over a tiny bit makes a big difference for what I convey to you guys. So here. Not down here, not up here, right to the height of your partner's knee. Yes. Okay. Then next one, we're going to let go of this hand and we're going to we're transitioning this foot. Let's do the first 3 again, and let me add something that I almost forgot to mention. So again, 90 degrees. Pick up the back. This goes here. We're already bending the knees. Strike, strike. We're still 90 degrees with this back foot. And now we're hammi. Now 65 degrees with the back foot. So let's look at that transition. And black belts, you're probably doing this to some extent without even realizing, doing it the correct way without realizing. But it's helpful to actually dissect it. So here, 90 degree back foot, 90 degree. Now we're going to end up in hammi. So this front foot already starts to go towards 65. Now we're in hammi. Okay, not out here, but here. Makes a big difference in my center line. All right, this kind of blew my mind the other day. Just the fact that I was automatically doing that before we thought about it. So one more time. Strike. Strike. Here. Yes, good. Nice Moritz. Yeah. Okay, now we'll let go with the back hand. And if you were to do nothing and hold this just by the thumb and the index finger, that front part would swing, wouldn't it? So we capitalize on that. We let it swing to here. At the same time, we come back to 2 bent knees. So this strike, let it swing, 2 bent knees. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Strike to the throat, strike to the knee. 65 degrees adjustment to the new back foot. Nice, nice. Okay, so let's let our body get used to that by doing it a few times, doing a few repetitions. And especially black belts, think about that, how that foot is moving at that point when you're getting ready for that knee strike. Here we go. Good angle. And I don't do the best demonstration on this side because my couch is exactly in the way of that strike. So one more. Okay, then as we continue, we'll do a couple more repetitions, but be hard on yourself. All right, be strict and look at your camera and notice, is your center line shifted over too much, for example? Make sure that you're in hummy at these knee strikes. Is your hand over here for the knee strike? It needs to be here. Is it out here, away from your body? It needs to be right against your body. Same thing for this strike. We don't want it out here, away from our body. It should glide along our body. Hand should be here. So all of these details, really take note. Pick yourself apart and feel free to go at your own pace if you like, or you can go with me. I'll do it a couple times in repetition. Okay, cleared it. Continue. Check in on people. Nice, Maurice. Yes. 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 Good, Ingo. Nice, Cliff. Yes, exactly, Cliff. Yep. You've got tight quarters, huh, Cliff? Of all the days that we picked to use the Joel. Yes. Yes. Good. Yeah. Let's see, one or two more things here. Okay. Then one more thing. So after this strike, when we let this swing, we also bring the foot back to two bent knees. So a couple of you are leaving that out. So same on this side. When we let it swing, we bring the foot back, and then it's very natural to go into that next strike. It's a small thing, but it'll revolutionize the whole thing once you try it. Change one more thing. Okay, then let's take it to the next step. Okay, so again, strike, 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 strike. Then we're going to roll this hand around the end. And while we're doing it, we retract the front foot. And then we go off 45 degrees backwards. In here. Okay. And we want some shock absorption in our wrists. So this is, some of you might know when you block with your sword, get like this, and the other person's sword hits here. This is different. We're blocking a strike here. The strike was coming here, so we moved out of the way, and it's got enough shock absorption and cushion that this happens. So we capitalize on that strike that we're sort of blocking. If we move properly, theoretically, it should be a block that we don't need to do because we've already moved out here at just the right moment, et cetera, et cetera. But anyway, we're imagining that there is contact made with our attacker's sword. And we capitalize on that. So we let that happen, and we take this backhand towards the middle hand, let it spin, and yokoman. And we happen to be in Hammi body again. All right, so yokoman. Then the front hand comes over. Okay, front hand comes to sakate, they call it, junte sakate. Front hand comes over, and as you do it, you're retracting the foot. Here, same thing on this side. Then back hand comes to the hand, yokoman. And again, especially black belts, be hard on yourself. Hold yourself to a high standard. It's easy when you do these transitions to end up, for example, with this. This is not yokoman though. We want to end up in hammi, get. Okay. Oh, careful of the ceiling. We had a teenager one time smash the light in his bedroom, his first Zoom class, so be careful. Okay, so what does that give us? 10. That gives us 10 steps to this kata now. Before we started with 6, now we've got 10. Let's run through it again. Four, 5, foot turns. Yeah. Then this hand rolls over. Then the front hand changes to downward. Back hand slides to meet the front hand. Front hand, let's go. Almost, Ingo, you're almost there. Yes. Good. Okay. Let's just try these two again. The transition is a little challenging. So from this, then this backhand just rolls over like this. Here, And the backhand rolls over. And while it's doing that, this front leg comes back. So again, this strike to the knee, then foot comes back, hand rolls over, and here. Yes, good Ingo. Backhand, your other hand, Ingo. Your right, right hand comes forward to meet the left. Right hand, yes, meets the left. Yes, there it is. Yes. Good. Okay, now the right hand comes over top. What's this? Now it goes that way. Right hand comes over top and foot comes back. And here. The back hand, now the left, in other words, comes to the middle to meet the other, middle-ish. Other one, let's go. Oops, my footwork was weird. And yokoman. Nice clip. Yeah. So, yes, good clip. Okay, I'll go through it. I'll go through right from the knee strike. So the knee strike, top hand, my right, comes over, and block. Right hand or back hand comes to the center. You got it, Ingo. Yes. Right hand changes like that as the foot comes back. Block. Left hand comes to the center. And yokoman. So those are the last 4 of the 10. Let's do all 10 now. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll do it again, and this time more slowly. But if you want to go at a faster pace, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, just as slowly. And by the way, every time we begin, that's the reset button. Oh yeah, chest expanded, shoulders down, knees bent. That's your chance to reset, remind. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yes, 8, yes, single, there it is. 9, 10. Yeah. Nice weights, yes. And again from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, good angle, 5, 6, comes over, 7, 8, 9, yes, 10, yes, good, perfect, Cliff, looking good, looking good, looking good. Okay, couple more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Last one, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, looks good. Keep going. Nice moris. All right. Now, let's see. As a teacher, I'm wondering if this is sort of overload on Joe and we should switch to something else for the last 12 minutes, or whether I should take the next step with Joe. I think maybe continue with Joe, huh? Okay. Okay, I got a thumbs up from Moritz. Anybody strongly opposed, give me a thumbs down. But all right, so we've got 4 more to add to it to make it from 10 to 14. And so I looked on the internet. I tried to find the translation. Numata Sensei is using the word junte. So, for example, when he holds the sword, we hold the sword like this. This is called junte. And so then when he's holding things like this, like the Joe, for example, sometimes he's calling it sakate. And I couldn't find this on the internet, or I found it in English. I did not find it in Japanese. So I don't know how they're written. Therefore, I don't know what the word means, what the pieces of the word mean. And that's really helpful in Japanese when you can see the kanji. But anyway, junte and sakate. It's junte, sakate. And jun, I know that one way to write jun means pure or correct. And so the only example I can think of is organic, with organic sake, organic alcohol in Japan. That's junmaishu. It's made with organic rice, with no preservatives, no nothing. But anyway, I don't know if that's the jun for this. It could be. This is the pure, the basic way of holding. But it could be written some other way. So don't quote me on that. But anyway, so after this one and this, then again we retract the foot to 2 bent knees, and then this hand, this back hand, switches over like this, and this one switches over, and we let the Joe slide through our hand in the position of junte, not sakate. Okay, So we just finished 10 here. We retract and we switch both hands. And yokomen with junte. Retract, switch the hands again. Yokomen with junte. Retract. This time only switches bottom hand. Top hand becomes sakate. Not junte, but sakate. And then number 14, we don't need to switch this hand or this hand. Sakate, not junte. Okay, so these are the last 4. Again, 9, 10, retract, and sliding strike with junte. Sliding strike with junte. Sliding strike with sakate. Sliding strike with sakate. Okay. And these strikes, again, this is Hammi. So first, the first thing that we have to do is get the footwork and get the choreography, so to speak. But then we want to really, really, especially once you're comfortable with this, especially the black belts, we want to then hold ourselves to this standard. We don't want to be doing our yokomen like this. Makes a big difference to change this from 90 to 60. So all these different details that I've mentioned, once you become more and more comfortable with the choreography, the pattern, pay attention to those things as well, or more and more. So let's run through the whole 14 step series. Shoulders down, knees bent, chest big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Nice points, yes. Really, really good. Let's run through it one more time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And again, this is Yoko Manuchi. So to the temple of your would-be attacker. Yeah. Coming on a diagonal. Very nice, Moritz, yeah. And let's run through one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now freeze for a moment. Now check, what about your shoulders and your chest? Are the shoulders down, chest open? Yeah. So as you pick up speed for any pattern, this kata, other kata, it gets more and more difficult to check yourself during the kata. Sometimes we forget, but the beginning and the ending, that's a really good moment to stop and check and see about your alignment. Is it good or is it exquisite? So, all right, we've got just a few minutes now to wind down, and let's put the jo on our forearms like this. Okay, and just notice how that feels. It's not another person grabbing our wrists, but it's some contact on our wrists and forearms. Keep the fingers extended. You can keep the feet next to each other, or you can have hamni. Spine is straight. And we can slow it down even more. And imagine that you're reaching out and slicing up something. Okay? So when you do have somebody grabbing your wrists, holding your wrists, this is the movement we're going to want. Is to, as if this were a blade. As if this were a blade and I'm cutting right up it. Not, okay? So when we do Kokyu-ho, I see beginners a lot of times almost like they're poking their fingers into their partner's chest and dragging them up. We don't want that. We want this. As if this were a blade and it's making its contact with this, not this. Not the tip of the finger, but this edge of the finger. And it's slicing that. Makes a big difference in your partner. It's amazing, such a small thing. And then you can coordinate your breath. As this goes up, we inhale. As it goes down, we exhale. And keep the chest expanded. But when you exhale, you can also, if you like, work on compressing your abs. And if your knees are okay, let's sit seiza or sit whatever way is comfortable for you. I'm going to sit seiza. Reaching out, let it rise and fall. And rise and fall. Okay, now without the jo. Coordinate the breath. Gradually getting bigger and bigger. This time I'll be up. A couple more times. And then compress the palms. Expand the chest, expand the arms, and then they compress. Stretch your spine upward. Let's bow out. Shomen ni. Hey. Hi. どうもありがとうございました。All right. Thank you, everybody. Let me turn off the